It was a calm afternoon on Highway 94, just outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The sun burned through the windshield, painting the road ahead in waves of heat. Angela Brooks, a tall black woman in her late 30s, was driving home from a long morning meeting. Her car, a sleek black SUV, rolled smoothly along the empty stretch. She wore a simple gray suit, her badge tucked away inside her purse. No one could tell she was law enforcement, and that was exactly how she liked it when off duty. Welcome to Silent Divide Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe because you don't want to miss tomorrow's story. As Angela slowed down near a construction zone, flashing red and blue lights suddenly lit up behind her. A patrol car screeched to a stop, and two white officers stepped out. Officer Ray Jenkins, a broad-shouldered man with a shaved head, and his partner, Officer Kyle Morris, thin, sharp-faced, with mirrored sunglasses. They didn't ask for her license right away. Instead, they exchanged smirks. Jenkins leaned against her window and said, "What's a fine lady like you doing speeding through our town, huh?" His tone wasn't professional. It was mocking, laced with something darker. Angela kept calm, her voice steady. "I wasn't speeding, officer." Morris chuckled, circling her car slowly, peering through the tinted glass. "Mind stepping out for us, sweetheart? We just need to make sure everything's in order." Angela hesitated, sensing the shift. The air was heavy, dangerous. She unbuckled slowly, watching their eyes. They weren't looking for a traffic violation. They were looking for trouble. Before we dive in deeply, let us know in the comments what country or which city you're watching this story from. We'd love to know how far this story travels. Angela stood beside her SUV, the hot air wavering off the pavement. Officer Jenkins stayed close, leaning in so she could smell his coffee breath. "License, registration," Morris said, crossing his arms. His tone was clipped. Angela gave them her paperwork without a word. She watched Jenkins flip back and forth through her documents, barely skimming them. Then Morris asked, "Where are you headed so fast, ma'am?" His voice added an angle of menace. Angela answered clearly, "Just home to rest after shift." A flicker of surprise in Morris's eyes. He hadn't guessed she was in law enforcement. Jenkins smirked and said, "Law enforcement, huh? You're a long way from the badge book around here." Angela suppressed a tight breath. She weighed the options, back inside the car or remain out in the open. She chose the car, closed the door slowly. Jenkins knocked on the window. "Step out again. Let's make sure you're really off duty." She locked eyes with him, an invisible line drawn. He sighed, leaned over, and whispered something that made her skin crawl. "Why don't you put the badge away and let us do our job, sweetheart?" Morris chuckled. The humiliation began. The suggestion she was just a pretty face, out for a joyride. Angela's throat tightened. She thought of her real rank, of the authority she held back at headquarters. But here, alone on this stretch of road, she was vulnerable. Morris beckoned Jenkins over and pointed at Angela's door handle. "Open it. I'm going to check something inside." Angela's heart pounded. Jenkins tugged at the handle, then stopped. "Wouldn't want you hiding something, would we?" he grinned. Angela kept calm outwardly, but inside she sparked into motion. Her mind raced with possibilities, her body prepared for the unexpected. She had to get this sorted before it spiraled. The air around Angela thickened, each second dragging like wet sand. She could see the tension in their shoulders, the kind that wasn't about law but control. Jenkins leaned closer, his voice lower now. "Step out again. Hands on the hood." His words carried a false calm, the kind that hid cruelty. Angela's jaw clenched. "Am I under arrest, officer?" she asked, her tone deliberate, even. Morris smirked. "Not yet, but that depends on how cooperative you plan to be." She stared at him, her reflection flickering in his mirrored lenses. He wanted fear. Jenkins stepped behind her, his hand brushing too close to her shoulder as he said, "We'll make this quick." Angela froze. Every instinct screamed danger. "Uaya," she obeyed, slowly, placing her palms on the hood. The metal burned her skin under the afternoon sun. She watched shadows move around her car, their boots crunching on the gravel. Jenkins murmured something to Morris, low enough for her not to catch, followed by both of them chuckling. Angela bit her lip. The humiliation cut deep, but she needed patience, just enough to turn this moment around without escalating it. Her heart pounded, not from fear, but from anger. Morris leaned near her ear. "You fit the description of a stolen vehicle suspect," he said mockingly. "Pretty convenient, huh?" Angela turned her head slightly. "You sure about that, officer?" she asked coldly. "Because I can make one call that'll turn this scene upside down." Morris grinned. "Big talk. Go ahead, sweetheart." Angela's eyes locked on him, steady, unblinking. Her voice was razor-sharp now. "You'll regret saying that." The moment stretched tight, like a wire ready to snap. Angela slowly reached into her pocket for her phone, her movements deliberate and calm. Jenkins barked, "Hands where I can see 'em!" But she didn't flinch. She looked him dead in the eye. "You said make the call," she reminded him, voice firm, steady as a blade. Her thumb hovered over a contact number 1 that could flip everything in seconds. But before she could press it, Morris snatched the phone from her hand. "Don't need you calling your boyfriend to bail you out," he sneered. He stepped closer again, violating every line of professionalism, the smirk never leaving his face. Angela's breath deepened. Her patience was gone. Every second they mocked her made the situation more dangerous for them. "You're making a mistake," she warned. Jenkins leaned against her SUV again, scanning her body in a way that made her skin crawl. "Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how you cooperate." Angela's heart thundered now, but her eyes didn't waver. Her voice dropped lower. "You really want to play this game?" Morris laughed. "Game? Lady, you don't even know who you're talking to." Angela tilted her head slightly. "Neither do you." Her calm confidence rattled them. Jenkins frowned. "You threatening us?" Angela didn't answer. She simply held his gaze unshaken, unafraid. Somewhere down the highway, the distant sound of another siren began to echo faintly through the heavy air. The tension twisted tighter. The faint siren grew louder, closer not from their unit but another. Morris frowned, glancing over his shoulder. "Who's that?" he muttered. Jenkins straightened, uneasy now. Angela didn't move. She just watched as a black, unmarked SUV pulled to the shoulder, dust clouding around it. 2 uniformed officers stepped out fast, alert, scanning the scene. Behind them, a woman in a navy blue shirt with captain's insignia appeared. The instant she saw Angela, her posture changed respectful, even alarmed. "Deputy Chief Brooks," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. Jenkins' smirk vanished. Morris blinked in confusion. "Wait, what?" he muttered. Angela stepped forward, her voice cool and cutting. "That's right," she said, flipping open her leather badge wallet. "Deputy Chief Angela Brooks, Baton Rouge Police Department." The gold emblem glinted under the sun. Silence fell hard. Jenkins's face turned white. Morris took a step back, stammering, We didn't know." Angela didn't let him finish. "You didn't care to know," she interrupted sharply. "You saw a black woman on the road and thought she was yours to humiliate." The 2 new officers moved in, standing beside her. "Deputy Chief, we'll handle this," one said firmly. Jenkins tried to speak, but Angela cut him off again. "You're both suspended pending investigation. Hand over your weapons and badges now." Jenkins hesitated. Her tone hardened. "That's an order." With trembling hands, they obeyed. Angela's voice softened slightly, but the anger beneath it stayed. "Next time you pull someone over, remember respect isn't optional. It's part of the job." As they were led away, Morris whispered, We're sorry." Angela didn't look back. She simply said, "You will be." The hot wind blew across the empty road, her reflection shining in the cruiser window, not as a victim, but as a symbol of justice finally standing tall. The end. Please like and subscribe for more rich stories like this. Comment below what city or country you're watching from. We'd love to know where our viewers are tuning in from.